Gravedigger.
Hi, Zizaran here, and this is going to be the video about my actual finalized Soul Ascension character after killing Ubers. I recently made a video about what I was going to do, and well, now we're gonna show it in practice. I have no damage. It sucks, I hate it. Let's go over the build and how it worked. But I did kill Ubers. So I can show in-game and go over my gear a little bit here. So obviously still using the perfect bow. Well, I mean, it could have crit multi. That would have come really in handy actually, because damage is the main problem. Like, surviving was not. Can tank Uber Maven memory game. I didn't actually test that part because I would have had to log anyway right afterwards, because I don't have a regen enough to deal with Progenesis. So the idea of the build is Soul Ascension with Wilma's Requital. And that does seem to work, I think. It doesn't show here, because that part just shows attack speed, but the attack rate does seem to go up. So things like Val Haste and Onslaught and stuff, double dip. So that's nice. You can see attack per second goes from 1.4 to 1.9 from 7 attacks per second or something. So you get really high attack speed. And that's why I thought like maybe it'll be viable with this, right? Because this is such an insane bow. So I figured Artillery Ballista would be the... I don't know if there's something else that could maybe be better. I figured Artillery Ballista would have a lot of overlap and stuff. So we get very quickly 54 souls, which is 540% increased attack speed. Like, that's the idea of the build. And we're actually getting that with Mana Forged Arrows, Lightning Arrow of Electrocution. And that works really good. This part is great. What doesn't work well is how fucking fast Soul Eater falls off. So in every single boss fight, Eater was the best one. Eater and Uber Elder, that was, we had full Soul Eater the entire fight. But like Maven and stuff, you're basically at 16 and then she faces, well, actually that's not true. You do get up to max because it takes a long time. First off, the targeting of Artillery Ballista is... I had a 30-minute Maven fight and Uber Elder was not fun. I actually had to switch to regular Artillery Ballista for Uber Elder because, like, I don't know what they're targeting. They just seem to target whatever they can't kill or can't attack. It was awful. It was miserable. I've never had anything like it. Oh my god. Artillery Ballista is only okay when you have insane damage on it. And even then, even if you had 30 million damage, you basically have 15 because half of it is shooting at whatever else it can. It's the worst targeting I've ever seen. And obviously on this build, I can't do Focus Ballista. So it's just miserable. I wish that Sniper's Mark, that we could have a transfigured Sniper's Mark where ballistas would focus that target. That would fix everything. But either way, it was miserable. I've killed, what did I kill? I killed Shaper. That was easy. Most boss fights, most Ubers took like 8 minutes because we have no damage on this build. Killed Maven, like Uber Maven. I killed Uber Elder, and I killed Eater. Eater was the smoothest one. That was like 6 to 8 minutes, and honestly, a really smooth fight. And I'm borderline immortal. So I'll show in POB. Now, I have no idea how much overlap you're supposed to have because I have 7 totems all firing 10 arrows or something. So first I thought like 50 would be great, but honestly, let's put it to like 31 because honestly, I don't even think we have that amount of damage. And then we have Soul Eater stacks, 54. And then enemy as a boss. And then we have the curses on, we have Frenzy, so this is pretty much the damage we have. Initially I was hoping I would have like that. But we don't. We definitely don't. It's not overlapping enough. We do have all the flasks. Now, I did have to get rid of damage on flasks. I was supposed to have attack speed and stuff as well. And honestly, if this was the damage, I'd be fine with that. I'd be okay with an immortal character that's 5 million damage. It's not really 5 million because most of the time we don't have more than like 15 Soul Eater stacks, and half the projectiles are firing at random ass shit anyway. They're not like overlapping enough or hitting enough. We can actually shock a little bit too. I don't think I was getting more than like a 10% shock. But anyway, let's look at the tank of the build now that it's finished. So this is my actual character with everything I'm wearing. First, let's turn off Molten Shell. I am manually casting it, so Molten Shell is active whenever I want it. But anyway, is that it off? Yes, that's it off. So we have endurance charges on. And we have all the flasks up permanently. So Progenesis 100% uptime. And even a... realistically, that is up 100% of the time. But we even have a Alchemist Ruby with 100% uptime. So that was really cool. So we actually have more max rest than we need right now. But I needed to get Corrupting Blood immunity here, which... Oh, it's a good thing we didn't do Cyrus. The damage. So, let's see. So, against, like... Uber Shaper. And we'll put 100% roll because we're not fully crit immune. So we put 100% rolls or like a max roll crit, right? That's what we care about. And without anything, 1.89 Uber Shaper stamps. So wait, that's more fizz mitigation than you'll ever need. Cyrus Meteor, which you would use Molten Shell for, of course, but even without Molten Shell, no problem. Cyrus Meteor from Uber, no problem. Exarch Balls, 36. We can literally run through them like it was nothing. Eater Beam, which incidentally I was not shock immune for. That was a little bit scary, but also wasn't a problem. But I'd forgotten to got an ailment immune. Maven Fireball, we tanked a lot of these. Now, I did tank 2 of these without Molten Shell up, and then I almost died. But with the Molten Shell, which I was tanking them with, we tanked 3. So that's fun. And with Molten Shell, 3.5 Uber Maven memory games. Now, you actually need to tank 3 to survive 1. It says that here. There are 3 large separate hits, and has a large damage over time. And the dot actually happens before. So, yeah, in theory, and if I was on softcore, I would play around with it, but like, since I'm hardcore, I'm too much of a bitch. I don't want to lose the jewels, actually, is the main thing. But either way, also, Aziri double flame blast. We can actually survive 1. I don't know how that works. I don't know if this like counts that there's 2 of them. Like, I don't know if this boss heals preset is tanking both or 1, because it's really hard to tank just 1 of that. But either way, you can almost tank that too, and I don't have pen immune. So that's what I've done so far. The character is called Zizaran Soul Ascension. It was awful. I hated playing it. I was saying to Skryia that we were going to make a video about all the Uber boss kills. I mean, I think I've highlighted them on Twitch, but it was like an hour. Maybe we will upload them. I don't know. But it was an hour. Because Maven was 30 minutes. It was grueling. And I'm like, pretty much immortal. I had a few close-ish calls. But I was able to put Molten Shell on while low. And with Molten Shell on, it's basically like getting another health bar. The only thing that's scary is degens. And this character doesn't have much life regen. So I actually ended up lowering my damage, sadly, away from unyielding, which was supposed to be good for the AoE overlap. And taking Untiring for even more life regen. So I have some. And then obviously with Enduring Cry every 6 seconds or whatever, that was honestly a lifesaver for this build. And then I'm using Tides of Time to have like perma flasks. I ended up skimping out on my chest and my boots. I was like, I don't really want to make this like another 500 divine build just for me not to enjoy playing it. But it was pretty cool. It was cool to like kill Ubers with a very fucking unique build. So this is my first time using my gloves. In my opinion, they need a buff still. Like, they just fall off so hard. It's insane. They should have like a... Honestly, they should just not fall off. That would be the play. Like, it's not like Soul Eater's broken enough for that to matter. But a little bit frustrating, but it killed Ubers. So I was going to try all of them. But I realized after the 30-minute Maven that I could definitely not kill Cyrus. Now, some might be wondering why that is. And Cyrus actually has an enrage mechanic. Those puddles keep like just adding and adding and adding. And I noticed that when my build was so weak against degens, I was like, there's 0% chance that I'm doing Cyrus. And since I have one of the only Valaco pairs this duel on hardcore, I don't want to send that to standard. Even when I'm done on the league, I'll either give them away or sell them cheaply so I can gamble or something just so that other people can use them because they're so rare. I know Exile has another set. I think there was actually 3 sets this league, but these jewels are really rare. And then I have another set that I'm thinking about playing around with, Unbreakable on a Chieftain. But I don't know what I'll do with the character now. I don't know if I have a way to fix it. Definitely can't do Cyrus in the current state. I would just die. Cyrus is just a DPS check. I'll go over the full mechanics of my defense and stuff for those that want to know that. My chest is just really, really high armor. You could get slightly better. Like, I think I have a brick prefix. And I have some like fist taken as fire and lightning because I don't have that many endurance charges. And I did initially want 8% fist damage reduction as a suffix. I have 3 max fire res, and while the unique enemy is in your presence, determination is 27% or 37% aura effect. Because most of the time, like, I'm gonna have a unique enemy in my presence. So I was like, that'll do. I'm too lazy to roll more. On my boots, I have +2 max fire res. I have cooldown recovery of travel skills because I was too lazy to get anything else. Can't remember if there's anything else I particularly care about. I am using Tides of Time for 100% flask uptime, and I'm using Eternal Damnation, which is 35% damage reduction of elemental stuff. Which is on top of everything else, right? That's why it's so strong. And then I have 90 max res, and I'm getting that through the Forbidden Flesh. So that's it gives the Chieftain Valaco. A Storm Shroud for ailment immunity. That was surprisingly enough with 54% on an Alchemist Flask because of all the other effect I have. So that's pretty cool. I have Onslaught from that. I have a Watcher's Eye with 15% suppression, 6% reduced crit. And then I got 30% reduced crit here. So I have 90% crit reduction, right? Do I have an int node somewhere? I don't think I have an int node anywhere. Hey, that's funny. I actually can't tattoo int anywhere. Oh, and then I have Progenesis. Progenesis is obviously pretty big. 248,000 LE max hit, 75,000 fizz, and 84,000 chaos. Pretty good. Pretty decent. Also, effective hit pool just never matters. Don't know that number. Should be removed from BOB. Doesn't really explain much of the character. So that's it. Killed 4 Ubers. So I'm a little bit disappointed. We'll see if I'm able to play around more with Soul Ascension in the future. The main thing that I designed them for was the wand alt quality, where it works as caster cast speed. And that would have been really cool this league because of the buff of Soul Ascension. But that got removed from the game. So this is sort of the only interaction where you can get 500 plus attack speed from the glove. Also, you can obviously get further attack speed because like running haste double dips, Val haste double dips, onslaught double dips. So we were supposed to get quite a lot of attack speed from this and it just didn't pan out the way I wanted it to. Either way, I would love to hear if you guys want more really weird, dumb ideas like this, even if they don't always work out. Or if you just want to see like meta builds. So let me know in the comments down below if you like weird, dumb stuff like this. Thanks for watching. So if you liked the video, but more importantly, try to die less than I do. And things don't die against this build.